welcome to Podcast This Escape, the podcast where we talk about the escape room we escaped from in the previous episode of this podcast.
And the previous many things that we escaped from this podcast for this one.
Yeah, Owen, thank you so much for finishing the Clueseum with us. That was great. It was really fun.
Thank you so much for having me. This was incredible.
I thought it was a very strong finish.
Yes, it was really nice. It was really lovely to have this look back at all the rooms, but more and more and more realizing, no, it's all look back at the room. This whole room is in the shape of the museum, where all the things were in the places of where they were in the museum, and like it was really, really fun.
That was
great. It worked out great, while also not just being, hey, remember this from those rooms, like being new puzzles that we had to do and engage with. I thought it worked out really well. I think you should be very proud of like the design of that and the way it connected back through the arc. And Dani, thank you for remembering other things that happened in this arc.
I drew that ring in episode 1 and was waiting for it to come back for so long.
And it came back. So what was the process for you for making this? And like, clearly this was the meta room.
You can reveal everything now.
How did it go?
Yeah.
Everyone else has had to be a little bit cagey, and you don't.
We can go through a lot of things now. I will say, with this room, this was a choice. I'll be honest. I could have done something a lot simpler than this, and I did not. But from the start, because I think I've only listened to a couple of the episodes, because obviously only a couple of the episodes are out. So I've heard people talking about how they think this arc started, how the museum idea started. And I do want to bring up that it was, in fact, there's the question of when did we come up with the idea of this magical museum? When, with the museum idea, did it become that all of the things were alive and all that? And the answer is before it began. Because the way that this whole project started was I posted on the Discord at one point, hey, I was looking at, I think it was the Goosebumps museum thing where it was a science museum that came to life. And I was like, I think it would be really cool to do a 10-room arc where it's night at the museum and all of the exhibits have come to life, and then the finale of that arc will be the gift shop, which is all of the mini versions of all the other rooms. And I just sort of pitched that as an idea and then went to bed, and then 24 hours later we had a list of 15 people who were like, we're doing it and we're doing it now. So it was kind of from the start. And yeah, I was never, kind of in the weird way with how it all muddled together, this was not meant to be the finale when I signed up to do it. It was meant to be room 9, with the idea being that the lobby would be the final room. But then the lobby got cut in favor of having the archives instead, and that moved to be room 9.
Sure.
But that was after I'd already signed up for it. And then I was like, wait, oh no.
You're doing the last one now.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, goodness.
Well, look, it worked out really well. It's a great last room. And there is a niceness to like it being the gift room, the gift shop, because that is the last thing you have when you've finished at a museum. You always have to go through the gift shop as you go out. And there's a nice, like, making that the finale works well. How much then did you have to sort of wait for everybody else's pitches? Like, because your room was the room.
That's a good point. There's so much referential nature to it. How did you have to get this done?
There was a lot of, unfortunately, being like one of the only Australian people in the team, I haven't been able to be at almost any of the playtests. So I've listened to all of the episodes that have come out so far, and all of the ones past that, I have had to just read all of the GM's notes myself and make notes of everything that I want to reference. And there are a lot of references in this room. You might have noticed, I don't know, I can go through a lot of different things. There's, like, on the ledger page with all of the different animals. I'm pretty sure I hit everything. I think that's every single animal that has appeared in any of the escape rooms so far.
Oh, amazing.
I love it.
Yeah.
Wow. I did notice there was an Arctic tern there, and I thought that was very specific.
Yeah, so this puzzle, I mean, went through a lot of change. This entire room went through a lot of changes.
Can imagine.
Fair enough.
You know,
how long was it to start with?
The first playtest I did of this took over 5 hours.
Yeah, that's too long.
Yeah.
It was too long.
Yeah.
It must be a hard one to playtest as well, because surely it helps if people know stuff about the previous rooms in order to test it.
There was a lot of sitting back and saying, I'm just going to cut this puzzle for now because I know that you don't have the information to solve this, and I'm just going to have to trust that Bill and Dani will get this. And to be fair, you got a lot more of the referential stuff than I was expecting you to in this.
I think we've recorded this season, we recorded the first 5 episodes, about 5 episodes in one block.
Half batches.
And then the other 5 sort of in one block. And so we're a bit earlier in the recording than we often would be. And so I think if this had been the normal way we record a season, there's no way we'd remember anything about rooms 1, 2, or 3. It just wouldn't have happened. Especially if we were recording this in late November instead of mid-October or early mid-October. So it worked out a lot better in terms of our timing. And the way we were able to record this made this room easier for us to do. Because yes, I am shocked we got some of the references that we got. I mean, by myself, there's so much I wouldn't have gotten in this one that Dani did. So it worked out really well.
I'm so happy that you guys got the map thing. Almost none of my playtesters have ever gotten that until they see the cash draw image. That's why the sort of turtles all the way down bit in the gift shop is because that's usually the hinting mechanism to say, there's a museum in the museum where the gift shop should be. What does that mean for you?
So wild.
And it was really nice because, we had that moment where we were stuck for quite a while trying to figure out what to do next, and we got to be here is where those things will be, and here is how they're going to, where we're going to get those last coins from was really nice, very helpful.
It was, yeah. There were a couple of moments where after getting things, I was just wondering, is this what we have to do next? It felt really cool and satisfying. Obviously, a finale of needing to run back to one of the previous rooms, because you did say right at the start that it was all open, and I thought that was a surprise. And then,
but thinking about actually going back to that magnifying room at the end was a really nice idea, Dani. It would take ages.
I felt pretty great.
What I will say, from a game mastering perspective, there were multiple moments in this one. There were 2 big ones. Mm-hmm. One of remembering we could get to the janitor's closet, and one of thinking that we could use the stamp on the
periodic table.
Mm-hmm. Where for the first one, you gave us a very slight nudge of you've checked the door, but come on.
There's a bigger door.
But you didn't do that too early. You gave us time to come up with it. And even then, you didn't hint any harder than that, which is great because we did solve it. And for the other one, you didn't hint at all. You just let us stew in it for a while.
Yeah.
And I think when people, sometimes when they run a room and there's this pause, there's a tendency to be I know what they should do next, and they're not getting it straight away. Let me tell them. And then
you were very patient with us.
But yeah, we ended up for a long time thinking there's no way doing this, no way doing it. Even Dani being well, let's look at it. It's we can't look at it. We don't know anything about it. And you went, well, I mean, it's squares. Maybe we need to stamp them, and then getting that felt really good, and I'm really glad that you gave us time to get there. I think my biggest
thing there was we have no writing implements. We have had no writing implements throughout this. We have had one inky thing.
Yeah, and so I think that was really great because you knew that we had all the tools we needed to get there, and letting us actually take the time, and we didn't get frustrated. If we had, we would have asked, but we still sat there. And that was really nice to not push that, so that we actually got to have that moment of wait, we've done it, and felt like we were solving a puzzle that was just, you've got boxes that need things in them, why don't you put something in them, you dummy?
And based on that,
really well.
When you go back to the edit, you'll hear the amount of times I have said the words "fill empty boxes" within the.
Yeah.
My next statement that I was going to say to follow up from this is I felt that your verbal hinting and verbal directions in the subtle way that you worded things was extremely effective. Biggest note on that was, for me, the sound effects of the medical implements on our robot friend. I noticed that. I was very happy with that.
You caught those really quickly.
I should mention, you got that a lot better than almost all of my playtesters, to the point where there is meant to be another hint. There is, once you find the 4th button, there is an extra bit of dialogue that says, this button also has a tiny note scratched into the metal beside it. Doctor's orders, learn to appreciate the music of machinery. And that's meant to trigger immediately when you find the fourth button. But you cut me off saying, hang on, I think there's sound effects here. And I went, I'm stepping back. They don't need it.
Well done. I think that's very fair.
And it also helped us.
I felt really good about that moment because I do feel like that was the sort of thing that would be very challenging. And I felt like I had found something challenging.
And also better for the recording, because what it would have actually done is lead to 20 minutes of us doing impromptu
We would have sung a lot of Hadestown.
Yeah.
So it really helped us out to not have that line.
It was a good shift. Oh,
Speaking of which, you did an entire musical number for the start.
Talk about this intro.
So we did mention in the main episode, but we have we've put it into the show notes and everything. You wrote the intro music for this arc, the theme of the Clueseum. You wrote and you sent to me, and you performed and put it all together. So that has been the intro music for the whole arc. This one was a full song. Did you always intend to do that? That was something you thought of in the beginning when you wrote the intro, or did you just get
thing?
Did you get the bug and went, I'll do even more?
I mean, that was basically the reason that I wrote the intro, was because when I started working on this room, the thing about working with the people in this arc has been they are all way too nice to say no to my stupid ideas. So when I came in and was like, hey, I need to write a monologue to start this thing, because all of the, that's how you do an arc. It needs to be like 3 to 5 minutes or whatever. I know it basically needs to be Graves doing a monologue sort of thing. This would be the perfect moment for a Disney villain song. No one stood up and said, hey, that's a stupid idea. And so I just committed way too hard to it. And it sort of meant, that was why I ended up writing music for the theme of the arc. Because I was like, hey, if I can make it the leitmotif of the arc, then it'll sound cool.
Oh, yeah, and it's a really great payoff for it to have that. I'm legitimately thinking at this point, I don't know, obviously people who are listening to this know what my final thought was about whether or not to play the intro music at the start of the episode and then repeat it, or to let that be the music that play and not do it at the start. And I'm not really sure, but it pays off really well. People having heard that. And who were doing all the voice? There were multiple singers.
There's a lot of people that I need to thank for this one. Our main voice actor, of course, the incredible John McNally. You might remember him as the voice of Secret Agent Someone in Sandra's room many years ago.
Fun.
All of the backing. Yeah, he was so nice in putting time aside to record all of that, and then recording it again when it didn't come out right the first time. And all of the backing vocals are basically, it's almost all people who helped either write the song or write the arc and things. So it's Sandra, it's Jonathan, it's Jonathan Chaffer from the the archaeology room. That's the one. It's Kat from the magnification room. It's also just a couple of extra people from the musical that I'm doing at the moment, because I needed more sopranos. So I just sent a message and was like, hey, is anyone available? And some people were kind enough to say yes. So I will put notes as to obviously who helped with it, because I need to credit everyone, but lots of people.
Yeah, fantastic. And it worked out really well. It was really lovely. Set up the whole story for the rest of this room. So we knew what he was doing out there, being a little weirdo, drawn on the ground. But no, it was really great. It was a really cool moment.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. That's been most of my last month or so of life, has just been in the editing booth and in the writing booth. 2 separate booths, I guess.
Nice.
All right. So one thing that we usually do, we ask the players first of all what their proud moment was.
Well,
I think we've done little bits of that. I've had a couple that I've already highlighted.
I think you did very well in this one. I don't know if there was anything that I did explicitly.
Okay, so apparently 3 p.m. is the time that we should do these to maximize my contribution. Good to know.
Yeah.
How about you?
I liked stealing the blade off the helicopter, knowing we did.
Yeah, that was a good moment.
I love just saying, I'm stoned now. I don't care about electricity.
Oh, that was a good moment.
I don't think...
that was yours.
I can't imagine that the people creating any of this and you in creating this room did it with any acknowledgement of the fact that I'm super into
Turning into stone?
Not specifically stone, but human body alterations.
Oh, you know what I felt really good about? My moment that I felt good was using the head to look inside the fossil.
That was great.
Yes.
Very nicely done.
Really
I can see my skull.
Quickly.
Who cares about my skull? Let's take this as an X-ray machine. We've got a thing we need to X-ray. I want
to know what our skulls would have looked like if they turned to stone. Why didn't we look at any of our stone bits? That would have been cool.
That's true. We're too busy solving the room.
And what about you, Owen, as far as creation goes?
Is there a favourite puzzle that you have?
What's your pet in this room?
I mean, the entirety of the ending is what this room was about. Like, the tiny key puzzle was the first thing that got written about this entire thing.
Amazing.
And I'll get back to it in a second. It is the only thing that has never changed. This room got entirely rewritten over the course of this process. That is the only puzzle that has never changed, because, like, my first note was, hey, I want you to have a key in the lens cap and go back to the magnification room and find a bigger lens cap. And this was before I knew that there was a big microscope in the magnification room. I was like, there needs to be one. And if there isn't one, I'm just going to tell Kat to put one in.
Amazing.
But yeah, so that puzzle. And then, I mean, the meta puzzle, the stamp puzzle.
The artwork and the fact that those created a thing really took me off guard. I had no idea that those were anything more than just pictures that people wanted.
Here's the thing. Same. So, this is the most stressful part of this entire story is originally when we conceived this, it was my impression that the meta puzzle was going in room 9, because kind of what I had pitched, and I don't know if we ever came to a conclusion of this, was like my mental image was like, you want to do 7 stamp challenges and then the 8th stamp challenge is crossed out, and the meta puzzle is working out what you have to do to complete that final stamp challenge. Right. So I thought it was happening in room 9, and we got 3 episode recordings in before I found out that had not happened. No hate to Miranda. She, like, this was just not on her cards. She just didn't do a meta puzzle because she wasn't under the impression that she needed to. And so I get a text. So I suddenly find out that we just don't have a meta puzzle and we don't have a payoff to this whole stamp thing that we've been building up this entire time. And I got a text from Leia like an hour before she went in to do the recording that was like, hey, just letting you know I'm slightly changing what my final stamp image is. If you need me to make it something specific, let me know. And I texted back like, no, I haven't ended up using it. It's disappointing. There's no way that, like, it's too late now. And then 1 minute later, I texted back, hold on. I think somehow I can do this. I'm not sure how. But because it was like, at this point, what the wild thing about this is, at this point, because we'd already done some of the recordings.
You'd already done the scarab beetle.
Yeah, I couldn't change some of the episodes had gone. I don't know if episodes had gone up. I don't remember. But like, it was, you had all the resources. We couldn't change the resources, which meant I can't change what the stamp images are. I can't change the order that they go in because that's on the museum map. So they have to go in that specific order. And I can't change what it spells because I got Kat to mention the lens cap in the other room. So it has to be these 9 things in this specific order spelling in lens cap. And somehow it just did that.
You know what they say about restriction breeding creativity? That's insane.
That's very funny.
But I have noticed sometimes in creating puzzles, sometimes the luck just is there and the pieces just fall into place.
Oh, speaking of which, the periodic table. Almost all of those colors are roughly correct.
Oh, nice.
Like, oxygen is blue, neon is red, iodine is purple, uranium is yellow, fluorine is a slightly orangey yellow, radon is colorless, but it's like radioactive, so who cares? It's green.
Oh,
yeah, that's
fun.
Great. That works out really well. But yeah, well, that's absurd that came out and worked.
Yeah.
But also explains some things, like getting the E into that scarab was like, yeah, awesome, I guess. Like,
I cut off most of it.
But it looked good. Like, it looked good.
It really did. It made it feel so intentional.
The blobs were helpful. Where you could just be like, whatever this is, I can just put an inverted A and it's fine.
The
an
A
inverted S and it's fine.
Lazy, but
good,
they were
good that the DeLorean was so skinny.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
I'm really happy with how that came out because in the original playtest of this room, it was basically the same concept. It was like I think all of the coins had a specific sigil, like the same sigil on all of them, and you were taking out lines from that to spell out in lens cap. But then I just went, hang on, I can change it to be the stamps, and nothing will change.
It worked out amazingly.
Yeah.
And then all the rest of the puzzles worked out really well. The only times, like, there were long times that we were stuck in the room, but the solution was never, oh, all right, whatever, I guess it's that.
Yeah.
It was always, I'm an idiot.
Right.
Why haven't I looked at this thing? Oh, I should have done that the whole time, which is great, right? So, like, in the end, it worked out. You say that basically the whole room was rewritten. So obviously this puzzle was...
How much of it do you need to go through for us?
What did it used to be? Was anything notable? Did it change because each puzzle didn't work, or did you decide, no, I'm going to change the whole idea of the room? What was that process?
It was always the same idea of the room. So this map has stayed most of the way through, because the map genuinely took probably, the biggest percentage of the room creation, because it's like, it had to be the museum map, but also had to be my gift shop map. So it's like, I need to, and I got everyone, because they had already written their rooms at this point, because, I had to wait for them to be done before I could start my room because it was referential. So like I got everyone to send me the shapes of their rooms. And then it was just the nightmare tangram of like, I need to fit this into a perfect rectangle to work out my room. And so I need to organize all this stuff, but it also needs to make sense as the layout for a museum, roughly. It also needs to, because it needs to have doors in between it to make sense. And also those doors need to connect in specific ways to be the order of the arc. So it needs to work for that. So all those doors need to connect up to other doors. And then it also needs to work as the layout of a gift shop and not be a strange layout of a gift shop and have everything make sense.
This is starting to explain why apparently in Eve's post-show, she has a moment of being like, yeah, I had it this way. And then Owen called me up and said, your orientation changed. You got to put your entry door on this side, and you have to put the bulb down this way. It was like, all right, I guess that's the south side now.
So it was just, please, I need something to change for this to work, because it took so long, and I'm really happy with how it came out.
It looks great. It doesn't look like something that was put together out of pieces pre-designed. Like, it looks like it was just designed to be that way. Mm-hmm. So it works out really well. While clearly having a shape that is notable enough that I feel when we're called on to use it or recognize it, it's like, oh, of course, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like the fact that the bulb of the horticulture room matches where the exit would be in a door, which I often draw as a little sort of, half circle opened up sort of thing. So like it feels like that's the exit there, and it worked out really well.
I was so happy when I realized that, because the door was a nightmare for so long, because I was like, the door surely should match to the door, which means that it should be behind the counter. But then how does someone exit behind the counter? Because also you might have noticed, I don't know if it came up in the recording, but if you work it out, the gift shop is the cash register, which is
fun. Which has the map,
which is why the cash register is a smaller, because that was one of my first points when designing, was like, okay, so the gift shop is a smaller version of the museum, but the gift shop is in the museum, so what's in the gift shop in the gift shop? And the answer had to be the museum.
Silly. Oh, have you played Fisherman's Tale?
I have not.
I think you'll like it.
Yes. So we made a reference to that in the episode. We're not sure at this point whether it stayed or not. But that is a VR puzzle game, and it's absolutely phenomenal. It's one of the best things you can get on a VR system. Because the entire game, you are in a room, but you are also outside the room, being able to reach into the room. Because basically, you're in a room, and inside your room, you have a model of the room you're in, which if you look in, is you in that room. So if you put your hand into the model and look up, your giant hand is coming down on top of yourself. It's a whole layered thing, and it's like fantastic. And as a puzzle game, it's great. It takes that concept, uses it in every possible way, and then is done and doesn't try and linger and never gets boring. Given the design of this, I think you would very much enjoy it if you went and checked it out. I do also
want to mention on that degree, I don't know if you noticed, but if you zoom in on the tiny museum in the thing, there's another museum in there. I think it gets one more level down before
Oh my god, you're right.
Yeah, so in that museum map where the gift shop is a small version of the museum map, on where the gift shop is on that, there is another small level
looks
New
like
Zealand
it
map.
keeps going.
I just can't zoom
I think
anymore.
it goes again.
I'm out of
And
zoom.
yeah, that was. I mean, that was kind of the design because I just sort of went from like, okay,
that's
so you
great.
get all the in the arc, you get the you go to the 9 rooms, you get the 8 stamps, and then that gets you into the gift shop. So what's in the gift shop? You go to the 9 rooms, you get the 8 stamps, and you put them into the gift shop. And then in that gift shop, you have to deal with the 9 rooms and the 8 stamps, and then sort of
Amazingly
bubble your way
done.
out.
It worked out really, really, really well.
Speaking of which, sorry, there is one Easter egg that I want to bring up because it is my favorite stupid bit of this room design, which is the passport challenges. You do all of the passport challenges in this room.
Oh, hold on. Give me that passport.
Okay.
Roam through the pyramids.
You had to get into the pyramid for that one.
We
We
did.
zoom in a bit.
We
Zoom in
opened
a
a
bit.
heart.
We open your heart to me.
You had to. The feed me Seymour was the dropping the blood on the plant to make it
Yes.
grow.
Of course.
We made a big boom.
You made a big boom for the
We
chemical
took one
set.
small step.
That is the silliest one. I'll get back to that in a second.
We certainly
yeah,
saw
you have
all of the museum.
see all
definitely
the
got to know
museum
some
is
new
finding the
friends.
hidden room.
We made plenty of new friends.
Yeah, you made friends with the animals.
And what was our one small step?
But the one small step, you found the address in the city, and there was a
There
secret
was
compartment.
one small step.
There was a secret compartment in a miniature porch, and to reveal it, you have to take out one small step.
Ridiculous. I love it.
Oh my god. Were you responsible for the passport labels, or was that everyone doing their own?
That was a lot of. It was kind of a couple of days before the first episode went out. I just went round to everyone and said, "Okay, here's what we're looking for. Get all of the can you get me what your passport challenge is?" And then Leia obviously put together the main passport, and then that was I think before my rewrites, so it slowly sort of Carsonized into doing all of the passport challenges because I was like, I've done about 6 of them, I can do the rest.
Oh, God.
Lovely.
Look, I just thought that this was like you wanted to do a connected arc and you ended up giving us something. It was the really exceptionally done balance between the reference to the previous things while still being its own room with its own puzzles. You nailed it.
Yeah,
I think that it kind of helped that I didn't play any of the other rooms because it meant that I couldn't like fully reference everything. I just had to have the concept of it and then do my own thing with it.
Yeah, true. Actually, the other thing that was true of this entire arc that's connected all these rooms together is they're each named after an 80s movie reworded. Do you have a name? Do you have a pitch for a name for this episode?
I have one. It might be too stupid to use.
Well, let's find out.
So, obviously we're doing 80s movies. And I wanted to reference, one of the most famous 80s movies. And this is why I got Jonathan to do a different movie for his. Because the name that I currently have written down is Bill and Dani Jones and the Enders of the Guest Arc.
I like that. It's absurd, but it's pretty good.
Really thought you were going to say Bill and Dani's Excellent Adventure, but I don't even know if that's 80s or 90s.
Oh, I think that's 80s.
Hold on, that was too many words. I missed them. Bill and Dani Jones. And
the ending of the guest arc?
The Enders of the Guest Arc, to be Raiders of the Lost Ark.
If it's too long and ridiculous written out, maybe it'll change.
Yeah, I'm assuming that this is
no, we already did Raiders of the Lost Archives.
Oh, okay. Dang it. Okay, never mind.
We haven't released that one yet, so there's always room to move.
I don't know. We might have to do Bill and Dani's Excellent Adventure.
I think you and Miranda need to fight it out.
Yeah, you and Miranda just need to fight it out. Tell us what happens.
I'm assuming based on the whole Mushnik stuff that Eve ended up going with like the little Hall of Horrors or whatever it was that she was talking about.
Yes, that was exactly what we have.
Okay, because I was going to say I have my backup in the notes is Little Gift Shop of Horrors, but I was assuming that was already taken.
That's great too.
Yeah, unfortunately, everything is already taken.
We'll have to use them all.
Yeah, just make it like a 2-paragraph title. Just all of them at once.
Everything is malleable until it's out.
Perfect. Well, wonderful. Thank you so much for running this and writing it and putting it all together and being
spearheading.
Yeah, and kind of also making the comment that started the whole project.
Yeah, this seems like obviously so many people were involved in this, and Good. It's hard to express our gratitude to all of you. And it really seems like the initial spark of this was your baby.
I mean, in a way, yeah, this has definitely been my darling. But
also, a huge amount of credit goes to whoever saw the idea of, what if we all wrote a thing together and went, yes, let's actually do that.
And then suddenly it turned
I will
into
make
an
this
actual
happen.
physical.
When you wake up, there will be a project.
Oh, yeah.
Credit to Fi, who came in to responded to that with saying, you guys should do a connected arc, and then just wasn't a part of it, but still suggested the idea. But also, I want to mention one big thing, just because I don't know if they will have been mentioned in any other ones because of spoiler stuff. I think Leia mentioned to you that she was not the only art supervisor. So I want to give a massive shout out to our other art supervisor, who's just the loveliest person in the world, Albert Rose. Who obviously we didn't want to mention too many times because we didn't want the name coming up too many times.
That's
but
very
thank you
fair.
to Albert.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, wonderful. Even if you are a terrible creep, a freak who's trying to turn us on a stone.
I'm still okay with it.
But your art's pretty nice.
It could be worse.
Wonderful. Yeah, look, I'm really glad. Did you enjoy the process of working with all these other people? Was it? I know you kind of had the most kind of connected role. Was it fun to do a project with so many other people?
Oh, it was so much fun. Like we've had so much fun together, and we've already talked about, like, is there any possibility in the world that we could write something else together at some point? So, we've really worked well together. It's like when you get a team of 15 people work. I don't know if it's 15. I feel like there might be more than that because we've got
100 people.
Yeah, it might be upwards of 20 people all working together on one project. It's incredible that it got anywhere at all. And I'm just so proud of everyone who worked on this. And I'm so thankful that everyone was, again, willing to say yes to my stupid ideas and willing to put in so much effort to make this what it has been.
Well, it worked out really
big celebratory music at the end of this.
So thank you so much for running this room. If you wanted to send people to some other cool thing, what should they check out?
My main project at the moment, I don't have a whole lot of internet presence other than the Discord. Come play Blood on the Clock Tower with us. It's great.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I have just, as of like a couple of days ago when we're recording, I've just set up an itch.io page to share all of the puzzle stuff that I'm doing in my life. At the time that this episode releases, there will definitely be at least one escape room up there, hopefully a second one if I can find the time to put it up there.
Nice.
But that's captainnemo3.itch.io.
There'll be a link to that in the show notes. Wonderful. Thank you so much. And thank you, Dani, for playing a room with me.
Thank you so much.
Dani, for running this room.
I nailed it.
And yes, thank you everybody for listening. I hope you all enjoyed the episode. I hope you all enjoyed the arc.
Yeah, this was experimental on all of our parts.
Yeah, but it worked out really well.
I've come away from it feeling really happy and really impressed. Like, everyone put so much of themselves into this. It was remarkable to see.
So thank you all for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to help support the show, just tell someone about it. Go and spread the word. Jump online, jump around in person, tell people things. And it's the best way to help spread the word about a show, is to let people know. We appreciate it hugely. You can also support us with money if you want to help donate to keep the show going. This is how we make our living. This is how we pay for our food and our rent. And it lets us make this show and make it free for everybody. So everyone who supports us means that we don't run ads and we don't have to do anything else, and we can actually make this show. So thank you everybody who supports us on Patreon. Anyone at any level can appear as a character in one of Dani's rooms, but also there's weekly bonus episodes for anyone who signs up at the $5 level of us doing cryptic crosswords or 2-minute mysteries or Encyclopedia Brown stories or playtests of the rooms that Dani writes. All of that's there. There's a whole new weekly show for our $10 donors where we are rewatching the TV show Charmed from the 90s and aughts. Which has been great fun.
Which I hear is entertaining, whether you've watched it or not.
Yes, even if you've never watched Charmed, it's a fun show, apparently. And there's bonus stuff. There's videos for $10 donors. There's trivia. It's a whole fun little ecosystem there. So thank you, everybody who supports us. And if you've ever considered signing up, do.
It's Christmas. Now's the time.
It's Christmas. Give us a present. There'll be a little bit of a break until our next season starts, probably the end of January, maybe start of February.
Yeah, we'll presumably still have little bonus bits and pieces going
up. Bonus episodes. Also, if you haven't checked it out, go and listen to Solve This Murder, our second show where we do murder mysteries.
Oh, there'll certainly be some stuff
if you haven't listened to that, go and check it out. If you're like, oh, what am I going to listen to over the break? Listen to murder mysteries.
Yeah, even as of recording, not just airing, I have been getting the pieces together for writing a mini connected arc for the start of next year.
Wonderful.
So hopefully that's all good to go imminently.
Lovely. All right, thank you everybody for listening. Thank you again, Dani, for playing with me, and thank you one last time, Owen, for writing and running the finale for the Clueseum.
Thank you for having all of us.
Yes, I have you all.
Now we're off to our Clueseum Christmas party.
That's it. Bye, everybody.